Hey everyone, Pastor Matt here, and we have had a lot of questions recently about where we're at with our COVID restrictions. We've had some volunteers asking questions when it comes to masks and some of the other things going on. Some of you have wondered where we're at as far as our in-person gatherings, and I'm happy today to come to you with some updates. Our leadership team met, we talked about this, and we have some shifts that are coming starting this week. So some of you may have noticed that just in the last couple of weeks, our Bibles and pens actually got put back into the pews. So now when you come, if you don't have a Bible with you, you don't have to ask for one, you don't have to put up your hand. Those are gonna be right there available for you. Same with pens to fill out the Connect card or to take notes during the message. I know this is something that was a frustration to some people, but with CDC's new guidelines that surface transmission of this virus really isn't a high possibility, we put all of that back. And so that is available for you. The other thing that's gonna be coming back here in the month of June is the gathering place. And this has been one of those things that we've actually had a lot of people miss. And it's good to know that you appreciate this time in between our services where you can get some coffee, where you can mingle with each other. And so starting in the month of June, we're actually gonna have that gathering place back open. We'll have some coffee available. So we wanna encourage you, just take some time and enjoy fellowship with each other. And on that note, we're actively looking for people who would be willing to just serve in that ministry when it comes to setting up, making the coffee, getting it put out for people, and just overseeing that. So if you're interested in that, shoot us an email, let us know, give us a call. We'd love to have you be able to step in and serve in that way. The other thing that we've had a lot of people ask questions about is the ropes that section off the pews. And in the past several weeks, we've had a couple of instances where we've had some bigger family units and we've had to take some of those ropes down. And so this week, you're gonna see there's no ropes. And our people have done such a fantastic job of just kind of naturally spreading out and spacing as they feel comfortable doing. And so we're confident that those who are going to be a little bit more cautious and want to spread out will do that. And we can still continue to facilitate a safe worship environment even without those ropes being there. One of the things that we have actively been telling people and encouraging people, especially if they're still a little more leery of being in a bigger group of people, is we still have that 8 a.m. service. And at that 8 a.m. service, there's less than 100 people who come to that. So in a room that seats 500, seating less than 100 people allows you tons of room to spread out. And so if that's you, if you're in that camp and you'd really like to be in person with us rather than online, but you're just hesitant about being around large groups still, we understand. And we would say even come a couple minutes late to that 8 a.m. service so there's not other people coming in. You can sit as far away from people as you feel comfortable with, and then feel free to even leave a few minutes early. If that's what it takes for you to feel comfortable coming and worshiping with us in person, do that, and we would encourage you to do that. The last thing, and probably the most controversial thing that we have dealt with through this whole season, is masks. And when we started meeting together almost a year ago in the midst of COVID, one of the things that we stated was we were going to give responsibility to mask into the hands of the people, and we weren't going to police that. We recommended it, but we didn't police it, and we've maintained consistency in that from the very beginning of our reopening. That is going to remain the same. Masks are going to be optional. The difference is that previously, our volunteers and staff were required to wear masks, just as a way to say we're going to model this. If we're going to recommend it to you, we want to model it ourselves. Starting this week, masks are going to be optional for everyone. We have a lot of our volunteers that have already been vaccinated and who've been asking questions based with new guidelines and saying if you've been vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. So we are going to say masks are optional. One thing we want to emphasize is if you're a person who's interacting with our staff and you feel more comfortable with us having a mask on, please feel free to say so. We want to be as compassionate and caring as we can in this time. And so we're going to have one on hand. And if that's what makes you feel comfortable, in order for us to engage with you, we want to do that. And we would just pray and encourage you who are watching this, you who are coming, to do the same. Regardless of which aisle you stand on, regardless of where you stand on these issues, one of the things we want to be consistent with is our compassion and care for one another, modeling Jesus in everything we do. And we understand if you've got questions or concerns, we want to encourage you to contact us via the information that's going to be in the description of this video. Let us know how we can help. If you have more clarifying questions you have, ask those. We're open. We want to see and hear from you. And ultimately, our prayer is that God would be glorified. We're so thankful the way He has protected and preserved our church body and our church family during this season, and we're confident He's going to continue to do the same in the days ahead. So God bless you. We look forward to and hope to see you this weekend.